All right, guys, we are here at Vance High School with one of my favorite coaches in North Carolina, Aaron Brand. Never lacking confidence. Never lacking confidence. He's going to play Charlotte Cali. We're going to get to that, but I'm imagining you think you got a real shot to beat one of the best teams and the biggest traditions in North Carolina.
Yeah, we do. We think we got a shot anyway. We hope everybody else thinks we got a shot too.
What do you think about those predictions on Friday, Corey? You think most people go Vance, or most people go?
You're gonna make these guys over here mad.
I think you may have some ability.
I think you will too.
But because we ran way long the last time, we're going to be real quick. Mount Pleasant and Shelby, Cody reached 3,000 yards, Corey, 37 touchdowns. But they're going to play Shelby, which is the best, in my opinion, 2A team in North Carolina. Defending state champions, beat Reedsville last week at Reedsville. Beat Mount Pleasant in 07 in the regional championship. Can Mount Pleasant break through and upset this team at home?
Can they? Sure, but I think that Shelby definitely has the upper hand in this one. Mount Pleasant's had a great season. You talk about the 2007 season. We keep comparing it to most wins and winning the conference championship, making it this far, and all that stuff. And that same season, like you said, they lost to Shelby in that game.
But how tough is it to play a team, though, Coach, with big tradition, having a big season, at home with a chance to get back to the championship?
So how tough is it to play Charlotte Catholic this weekend?
No, we're talking Shelby right now.
Well, Shelby's too big, too fast, too talented, too much tradition for Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant had a great year. We spoke about the stats earlier, but it's all Shelby on Friday night.
All right, Franklin 14-0. We want to play East Lincoln 14-0. The Surratt show, is it good enough to get to the state championship? Can they pass their way past Franklin? What do you guys think?
I think they beat a good Lincolnton team last Friday, and Lincolnton's heavy defense, the big kid going to NC State's a tough player, but it's going to take a little bit more than that, a little bit more than Franklin to upset the Surratt boys down there in East Lincoln. Down there in Denver, they got a good show going.
Yeah. Franklin averages 38 points a game, but the interesting thing I noticed, they give up 28 points a game. Yeah. Not a good look for Franklin. I think they give them about 45 and lose. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm not going to bet against the Surratts this year.
I think East Lincoln looks like they're going to win a state championship like they did a couple years ago. All right, that leads us, guys, to our 3A semifinal. South Point really started out slow. They blew a lot of big streaks. They had long regular season win streak. They started out, I think, 1-2 or 0-2, really struggling. They've gotten it together. They lost to Crest 35-13 to kick off the season, but now they got a chance to go back and beat Crest at Crest, which would be one of the biggest upsets in all of North Carolina this year. Is it possible?
Nah. Just really. I commend and admire Coach Lineberger for what he's done with that team and bouncing back. But Coach Barnes down there at Crest has got something going, and I know he gets a lot of flack from the community, but he's really established something down there, and he likes to do it his way, and his way seems to work.
Is this the year they get through and win the championship? Because they've been to a bunch of championships recently and lost a couple heartbreakers. I was at one game, the dude missed an extra point. Yeah. They cost him a game.
It's tough to stop Trey Harbison, and it's tough to stop. They got a variety of weapons, and I think this is the year Crest breaks through, and Barnes finally gets to satisfy that community down there, and they can stop all the sideline coaching and just let him do his thing, because he's gonna come away with one this year.
Now, back in the 80s, West Charlotte played Harding, and those schools were like 5 miles apart in the regional championship. And this week, Cuthbertson is going to play Weddington, and those schools are probably like 2 miles apart. Right. I mean, what kind of game is that going to be, Corey, when Weddington plays at Cuthbertson in the state semifinal?
Well, it worked out the way it's supposed to. I mean, they're in the same conference, probably two of the best teams in the state in the same conference, and they didn't meet until the Western Regional Final. We didn't see them knock each other out early on, so it's great. I mean, it should be a huge crowd. I mean, that first game, it was a 42-38 win for Cuthbertson.
Ruined Weddington's great big
comeback win. I mean, really, and that's the only loss Weddington has had. So, I mean, that's too good. Austin Kendall is really turning it on the last few weeks. So, I mean, that's a
It is amazing to me. We were talking about Coach of the Year candidates earlier before we off camera. It is amazing to me that Charlotte Christian did what they did, losing a player as good as Austin Kendall in July. Can I take your quarterback from you in the middle of July and you still do as well as you've done?
Oh, that'd be tough.
Yeah, and Coach Jason Eastep did that. I mean, he took a team, lost an All-America stud quarterback going to Tennessee as a junior.
Right.
And took his team to darn near an undefeated season. I mean, he threw Mallard Creek out the window. Nobody's beat Mallard Creek. Right. I told y'all that 4 or 5 weeks ago. Right. Nobody's beat Mallard Creek. Sorry. Gobble, gobble. Lake Norman, love y'all. Coach McNeely. We're going to talk about that game. Let's talk about it now. Lake Norman, Mallard Creek, you talking about being a baseball player playing football and what Mallard Creek has to do to slow down Ledowski?
You better get pressure on him. If Ledowski's got a chance, he's a shortstop. He's an infield. If he's got a chance to set up and throw, he's gonna throw darts. And I'm sure Mike's gonna get a lot of pressure on this guy, and he's gonna, look out Ledowski. Bright's coming, Josh Brown's coming.
Have they seen a team like this year?
Nah, they haven't. The team speed on defense is tremendous at Mallard Creek, and even without Lyon at the corner, Henderson's a stud on the other side, and my favorite guy over there is Taheem Brimley. So I'm glad he on defense anyway. So I'm glad that he's getting a chance to to shine a little bit, and he's a short tackler, and I'm sure they'll spy Ledowski a little bit, but Ledowski can make plays, and that receiver Corey Joyner's tough too. So
now Lake Norman's won all their games recently, like 49-39. Is that the kind of game we're looking at this week?
I don't think so. I don't. It's very rare that Mike's gonna give up that many points, but it's very rare you play against a guy like Ledowski. So I'm sure Huff thought the same way. I'm sure there's no way they thought they'd give up 50, but
well, I think Huff kind of got out of their game plan a little bit.
Right, I agree.
They just
also
kept giving it to Bishop. I think maybe they come out as a winner.
Right, and McNeely's turned it around up there. He's a little more
phenomenal.
Definitely variety on offense, and so I look forward to a good game. But I don't know if it's going to be a 50-30 type atmosphere. So.
Yeah, I just got to stick with my original prediction. I thought at the beginning of the year Mallard Creek win the state championship. A 15-yard penalty for celebration against Butler.
Yeah.
That could go either way in overtime. I hate high school overtime. It can go either way in overtime. I like Mallard Creek in an overtime against Butler just because they're bigger, stronger. I don't think the East is going to win the state championship in the 4AA class or the 4A class, which takes us to what I think is the state championship game: Vance versus Charlotte Catholic at Catholic on Friday night. Okay. You guys are going to play Big Red at home. Cowbells ringing. How do you pull an upset there at a place they hardly ever lose?
We gotta be on. We gotta be clicking on all cylinders. We gotta be able to. We can't turn the football over. You get over there and you start putting the football on the ground 3 and 4 times. You're in for a long night.
And sweeps.
You don't know where that ball is, but
are you gonna kick to Jared Anderson?
Yeah, we're gonna kick to Jared Anderson.
You are? Are you crazy?
Yes, a little bit. A little bit.
Remember the Panthers kicked to the guy from New Orleans, and when the ball's in the air, John Gruden was saying, "Why in the world are you kicking in?"
Right.
Jared Anderson. You kick to Jared Anderson, I'm gonna be thinking, "Why in the world is Brandon kicking to Jared
maybe we may not. We may not kick to Jared Anderson, but we may. We hadn't decided yet. So he's tough. Two's tough.
My advice is don't kick to him. Don't kick to 2.
Yeah.
Because every week he's running one back to the house.
We'll kick to the other kid. 43 then. 43. Get ready. We're kicking to you.
Corey, you seen Catholic a lot. How do you see this game?
Yeah, I mean, I can talk more about Charlotte Catholic because I haven't seen Vance this year, so I'll let you handle that. But I mean, Charlotte Catholic, they really started rolling at the right time. I mean, that shutout last week against Reagan, I think, was huge. I mean, 49-0, defense coming out. We said number 2, Jared Anderson. He's had a great season. Ryan Miller, who's kind of been a weapon for them the whole season, has really started stepping up the past 2 weeks with some runs and some touchdown catches and stuff like that.
Let's just be honest. You know why Catholic's so good? They're huge.
Yeah.
They got a lot of stability too.
Mason Linker, a buddy of mine that covers high school sports at Winston-Salem, the lead of his story talked about they came in with all these college pro-size linemen. They just hadn't seen that kind of size in Winston-Salem. And that's what you guys have to deal with this week is just a very, very, very big team.
Right. They're big. They're long. They're longer than I imagined too. But we're not lacking in size either. So I'm gonna let you guys jump on the Charlotte Catholic thing for a little bit. But watch out. We're gonna play them tough. We're gonna be tough over there. And we play good on the road too. So
when we do our predictions on Friday, you see Catholic.
I can't believe you would go Catholic. One of those things got to go Vance. I don't know. We'll see. We feel like we got a great opportunity. We're blessed to be here. Nobody thought we'd be in this position. You couldn't have wrote a better story than what we've had, and we got good kids. We got good kids.
How have we done it though? Because this is a place that just hasn't had this type of success.
How have we done it? How have we done it? With Langston, Corey, we've had to work every day. And I know you guys know a little bit about work, and you just can't ever take your foot off the gas over here. And I had a little energy. I was, had to leave a state championship and come immediately to another team. So the emotions were kind of juggled at the beginning, but I realized I had a little energy, and this place needs some energy. I think we got some good athletes, and I think we got some good people in the program. They needed a burst of energy, and I think I was the one.
Regardless of what happens Friday night, what happens in 2015 over here?
Regardless of what happens Friday night in 2015, we win it all. Regardless, on record.
Wow. Well, with that, we're going to catch you next week and see if we're back over here to talk to him about state championship 2014. Catch you next time.
All right.